Water. Earth. Fire. Air. Long ago, all the calendars lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Avatar calendar relaxed. Only the Agni, master of all 67 calendars, could create it. But when the world needed it most, it vanished. 2 years passed, and I discovered a new calendar, an Earth calendar named Book 2. And although my calendar videos are great, I have a lot to do before I'm ready to create any of them. But I believe I can make them all. So, this is my third time starting this recording. Okay, so welcome to my 90-second monthly calendar. Avatar, The Last Airbender, Book 2, Earth. Okay, so you may remember that, last year I was doing a bunch of calendar videos, and for my March 2015 calendar, I did Avatar, The Last Airbender, Book 1, Water. And so, you know, Avatar is one of those TV shows that, or one of those things that you can't do the first one without a second, because there's like, you know, post-requisites, sort of, because, you know, you can't just end it with Avatar Book 1 and call it good, because then you get an incomplete story. So, in a way, even though my calendars are calendars and not movies, they sort of have that theme that, you know, you can't leave a story unfinished. So, yeah, I don't have to do, like, continuations for all my calendars that I started, but, you know, yeah, I don't have to do continuations or anything for all of them, but if it leaves the story open at the ending of the first one, or if the movie ends, or in this case the TV show ends with an open ending that you have to have a sequel, then in a way I sort of feel that I am obligated to do the same with my calendars. And so, you know, so it was, Avatar The Last Airbender was the very first TV show calendar I did, and I also think it was my first classically animated calendar, not including video games like Sonic and Knuckles in like June 2011 and stuff like that. But yeah, so it took, I don't know why, but it took me a while to do Avatar. After doing Avatar The Last Airbender, Book 1, it sort of seemed like a really, really long time, like I said in that weird intro, that also took a few times to record, but for different reasons, because that one was complicated to do it along with the speed of the video that was playing in the background. But, yeah, it was for different reasons. But, you see, like, it took me 2 years before I finally decided to do Avatar The Last Airbender Book 2. I think one big reason is because when you're doing a TV show, movies you can just watch a movie and call it good, but a TV show, especially like Avatar The Last Airbender, you sort of have to watch it in a specific order, because just how it's set up, and it did not seem natural to just like, you know, it's really hard because TV shows have so many episodes sometimes. It's really hard to get yourself motivated to watch all of them, especially since you don't own it. So, you know, it was hard for me to get motivation. But when I was visiting my family in January, I did see a few episodes of Avatar, and so I was like, you know, maybe I'll finally be motivated to do it. And I had nothing better to do at the time, so I was like, yeah, this is good enough. And so, you know, I was also thinking for a few months also, because, you know, you can't just leave it at Book 1, so you gotta do Book 2 eventually. And so that eventually came 2 years later, which is now. So I felt good enough motivation to do it, and this was my second TV show calendar, because I like movies more, but Avatar The Last Airbender is one of the best 2 TV shows, and I might reveal the other of the best 2 TV shows later on, but, you know, I might mention it later, because, it's part of this calendar. So yeah, So, you know, that is one of my favorite 2 TV shows. Book 1 is sort of like just Aang and everything learning water. Book 2 is where things start to get a little more interesting, because you got it already established, and it's like, you know, you have a direction, and there's so many important episodes in Season 2 that you end up doing a lot of pictures. So yeah, because it's really, like, a lot of stuff happens that builds onto the story that, you know, is sometimes just fun, and sometimes you can't get all the pictures into the calendar. But yeah, it was time to do book 2 after 2 years, and after plenty of delays, and yeah, so, it's finally here, book 2, Avatar: The Last Airbender. And so, you know, being book 2 and all, you have to set it up, and, well, you know, this picture here, this is the case, and, oh no, that's not what I wanted to show right now. This is a case for the movie, and it was sort of interesting, because I was like, whatever, I don't know what's whatever, but, you know, it was like green, and it was also, this color for ground, and there was also, well, you know, a lighter green, but I interpreted that as yellow. And you can see that in the calendar. There's a green background, which also I did before in Kung Fu Panda 3 last year. Yeah, there was also that brings me the memory that I was busy. Yeah, I've done green a few times, but last year I was, like, super busy with a bunch of other calendars and, you know, trying to, you know, requirements, sort of, because I didn't want to leave some unfinished, like, well, Kung Fu Panda 3 I didn't think was so much of a requirement, but, you know, it was like, I might as well do the other 2 Kung Fu Panda, then I wanted to do, I've done the other 2, so why not do the 3rd, and I wanted to do the 3rd also. Maybe an indirect requirement, but also a fun requirement, but, you know, it was like, and then, you know, after that, I was like, I don't feel like doing Avatar: The Last Airbender right now, because this is more of a commitment kind of calendar, and, you know, and I ended up doing Finding Dory, I think, and, so, yeah, and then in the beginning of this year, you know, the January calendar is going to be Pixar, so the only one I hadn't done of Pixar was The Good Dinosaur. And then, for February, my mom really wanted Doctor Strange, and so, yeah, and so, I decided I was going to do it for March, because I might as well, you know, and so that's what I did. So yeah, and then I did the color scheme based off of this. This was a really hard one to do, because I didn't want it to seem too, like, whatever. I don't know, just not cool enough, I guess. So, I had to find a way to make the color where it didn't seem icky or whatever, but I tried to do a contrast. The contrast wasn't working as well as the contrast on this case works. How do they do that? I don't know. Maybe they have 2 different colors. But 2 colors like that do not transition well. And then I decided the yellow would go here at the top. You can sort of see a reflection like this one. You know, the blue's hair and everything. It's a different color here. Oh man, I messed up that calendar. And then, you know, a lighter color down here or a different color. That's sort of this theme that stuck into this calendar. And you'll also see, so you may notice that right here, like most of my calendars, the text is in the center. Well, it's not for the same reason as it was for the others. I was thinking that maybe since I did it all the way over here in this one, it was aligned to the left. Maybe on the second one, I could align it to the center. And unlike most of my calendars, even this text here is aligned into the center. The dates and everything, you know, they're usually not centered, or they haven't been for years since, you know. So yeah, I don't usually do center and everything. So, you know, I thought it was, like, a unique thing to do. Because one was aligned to the left, and so the second is aligned to the center. Since we're on the text is a little bit more, different in this one. Because, you know, it's been 2 years, so of course the way I make calendars has changed slightly, and how do I get rid of that? There. So yeah, the calendar style has changed differently. This is just a solid, like, text box and everything. You know, so it's just a solid white, and I decided to stick with white hair and even the same text font, but this one I decided to create a bevel for. And so you know what bevels are, right? Yeah. Even though, so yeah, here's the bevel. I decided to do one that looked sort of rocky. And I don't remember which one it was. I think I modified it to make it look whatever. And so yeah, you'll also notice that pretty much all the pictures have a bevel too, to make it look like they're sort of, I don't know, like carved out of rock maybe? I'm not sure. Sorry, I have a cough today. But yeah. Another thing that I had to distinguish from the first calendar was, oh, that's my paper that I'm writing. Yeah, it ended up on YouTube, I guess. So in the first calendar, I had these, like, water symbols at the 2 top corners. And I was like, why not do it this time? Because, yeah, I decided that last time as soon as I did it. These may not be the same kind of style as the last one. You'll see that these ones are more round and drawn. And these ones are more like, I don't know, sharp edges. I figured that that would possibly reflect well that this is rock, and rock is like sharp edges and everything, and yeah. I also, on this one, it's just a simple, like, gray color. This time around, I decided to, I'm gonna move that. Oh no, that's sad. Yeah, I decided this time around I would have a little bit of a color. The original color of this was originally like, this. But I decided I would make it a little lighter to, like, reflect last calendar. To sort of avoid, yeah, maybe upstaging. I don't know, maybe not. To sort of stick with the same theme also. And it sort of was, it sort of contrasted the green hair, so, you know, it sort of fit. And this color does fit in this calendar, but sort of. But yeah, I had a lighter green to sort of more reflect this one, which was a lighter gray. So yeah, so that's how I did it. Let's see. Yeah, I used the same text fonts and everything from the last Avatar calendar. So yeah, like I said, this is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Book 2. The complete Book 2. I do not own this one. My sister does, but she's in Montana, and so, yeah, when I wanted to get screenshots, I had to check out, since they didn't have the complete collection at the Los Angeles library, I had to check out all 4 DVDs, and they only allow you a 4 DVD limit, and I had other stuff checked out, so I had to cycle through them, and I had to put 2 of them on hold, because I didn't find 2 of them at one of the libraries I went to. So yeah, it was complicated. You'll see that all these have bevels. Okay, so this is a fitting first picture, because this season introduces the new character, Toph. So, Toph is this blind earthbender. She can sort of, like, you know, feel and see at the same time. Like, she can feel vibrations, which sort of helps her see. She doesn't need sight because of the feeling of vibrations, I guess. Yeah, it's an earthbending technique. And here is Aang trying to fight her, but she's upset because Aang is very light on his feet. Twinkle toes, you know. But he shouldn't answer to that, because that's not manly, as Sokka says. So, yeah. He's trying to fight her to, like, recruit her as his earthbending teacher. Because Boomy, which I did not get any Omashu pictures, because they just didn't work well on this. Here is a pre-Omashu. This also reminds me of the Nomad songs. I put them in the background of my last Avatar calendar video, and now I realize that the Nomads appeared in Season 2, not Season 1. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna play them sometime in the background of this video. If you probably haven't, well, maybe you have, I'm not sure. If you haven't heard them yet, you're probably gonna hear them eventually. They're also interesting. And so here are these lights on the ceiling that are supposed to lead Aang and Katara out of the dark. When you're lost in the dark, you can't lose the love, 'cause it's in your heart. Something like that. So yeah. Here is the best picture. Yeah, I accidentally pulled that up. Here is when they are trying to stop a drill that's attacking Ba Sing Se. Oh yeah, you gotta beware. There are spoilers in this calendar, later on. But here's a drill attacking Ba Sing Se, and, you know, so yeah, the drill's attacking Ba Sing Se. If you don't want any spoilers, you should probably skip past the picture part and just to the dates. Although, yeah. But yeah, they're attacking a drill. They're trying to cut it up with water and everything, and it's metal. And that must be some pretty sharp metal. I don't know how that works. But that must be, sharp water. And here is Toph doing this epic attack on a boulder! The boulder feels conflicted. And I don't have any pictures of boulder, but literally a boulder. Not the character boulder, but the boulder feels conflicted about fighting a blind little girl or something. I don't remember exactly what his words were, but yeah, the boulder is a little conflicted. So you might want to be nice to the boulder. Here is a spoiler. Prince Zuko is talking to his Uncle Iroh. He is trying to take off with, well, I muted this episode like low guy because I was talking on the phone to my mom, so I don't exactly remember what was happening. Like low guy's a really scary episode. I'm Judy. I got some other pictures for it, but, you know, they're not on the calendar. Well, there are some, but yeah, he's trying to take off with Aang's bison on his very own. Because, you know, he's, like, angry at Aang. He wants to capture the Avatar. You probably know this, but yeah. Zuko is talking to his uncle who's, you know, showing his true side. And here is Toph trying to eat Aang's walnuts or something, or chestnuts, some kind of nuts that, you know, he had. And so now, she's trying to eat them, and she's, like, saying Aang's not going to do anything about it. You know, she's trying to teach him about earthbending, I guess. And here is Aang trying to fill the roots, you know, he's sort of waterbending, I guess, at a tree in a swamp. So yeah, it was an interesting picture. Here is another interesting picture. They're at a library, and there's this owl who's upset that they're abusing the knowledge in the library to attack the Fire Nation. And, of course, yeah, they found out about the eclipse. That is crazy. And then here is, let's not do this, because that's too early. Okay, here is a character who is hardly visible. Everybody is fighting this evil girl named Azula. She is Zuko's sister, and she's a princess of the Fire Nation. But she's a very violent princess who likes to manipulate people and likes to use people, and she is a true bad guy. Yeah, I can't say Fire Nation because that's sort of stereotyping them. Okay, here is in Lake Logai, under Lake Logai, you know, Aang is fighting Jet because Jet was hypnotized. Yeah, like I said, spoilers. So yeah. Here is also in the library. I know I don't got much library pictures other than this weird dome. But it's like, you know, the dome showing night and day and sort of like showing what's happening during those days. And so yeah. And then here is a very tiring day. They're being chased by like Azula and you know, Azula and Dai Li, maybe? I'm not sure what her name is. Maybe. Wait, is she Dai Li? And is her name May? Oh, I forgot these names. I shouldn't, because I'm too awesome. No, not really. But yeah. Appa has fallen asleep, and they're falling, and, you know, because they're running all night. And Appa's carrying the weight of all of them. I saw that episode in Montana with my family. Here's a desert episode, you know. Aang's bison was stolen. They've been walking through the desert all day because they have nowhere else to go. Yeah. Katara's with them. And here is, you know, they're at the Serpent's Path where they need to abandon all hope. And so it goes underwater and they can't do that, and then they're trying to cross over, and then a serpent is attacking them. And they're trying to get to this one place in the Earth Kingdom called Ba Sing Se. And Toph doesn't want to cross over ice because she can't see on ice as well. And Sokka is like, telling Toph to come on. So yeah, here is an interesting picture. Aang is learning all about his avatar state, and he basically feeds himself. And so yeah, but unfortunately, he turns into avatar state at the wrong time. And that's basically, these aren't connected exactly, but, you know, this is an episode earlier, but, you know, it has a similar scene. And then, you know, Aang turns into the avatar state at the wrong time. And so that is all the pictures I have. To be continued, I guess. Because Aang turned into the avatar state at the wrong time. To be continued. Yeah, Aang has fallen. And now it's time for last month's theme was Doctor Strange. Okay, so here is a picture of her showing him some stuff. It's crazy. But yeah, this was last month's theme. It's Doctor Strange. And if you want to check it out, it's available. I hope I'll leave a link, like I say. Sometimes I might forget, and you know, as soon as I upload this, which might be in the middle of the night, there's probably not going to be a link. So yeah. Here we have the 27th and the 28th of February. And this is the day Doctor Strange comes to DVD, and by the time I'm recording this, it's February 27th, so that's tomorrow, but I won't be able to get it tomorrow, because I don't know where to go, and every place that sells it, that I'll go is too far away. I don't know. I'm crying over nothing. And here on the 1st is Ash Ketchum Wednesday. Okay, I know I've said before, such as here, let me get to it, that, nope, they didn't have Ash Wednesday in March that year. It was probably in February. But I know I've said before that Ash Wednesday has nothing to do with Pokemon, but this time it does because it's Ash Ketchum Wednesday, which I just added for a nice touch. And now, Ash Ketchum Wednesday, got a fast run, oh! If you do Lent. If you don't do Lent, then you don't have to fast from all. Don't do Lent, sorry. Yeah. I'm not cool like that, or whatever they call it. But yeah, if you Lent, then you gotta fast from all that you Lent from. I don't know. But yeah. And on the 3rd, the shack is in theaters. Now, this is based off of a book by some guy that I forgot his name, but it's a really, I think it's Paul Young. He's a really famous guy. I hope this is one Christian movie that has a good review on Rotten Tomatoes. I actually can check that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. I'm checking this while you're watching. It might have it already. Let's hope there's nothing that needs to be covered up on the screen, or else that could be problematic. You are like, what? Probably, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, that's sad. Somebody's crying. And Get Out. And let's see, the shack does not have any ratings, and they're screaming. That's weird. So yeah, that's what happens when I enter Rotten Tomatoes. For some reason, the ad likes to scream on me, and last night I did that, and they're screaming, and that wasn't good, because it was the middle of the night, and then there was this girl screaming, and I have no idea why they had that. It must be a horror movie of some sort. I don't know. So yeah, it was the middle of the night, and I was like, this is not good. I should have had my headphones in. I really should have. Here is the 5th. I go to church that day. Hope I don't have to cover anything up from Rotten Tomatoes. I didn't see anything, but yeah. Oh yeah, this is a crazy month, because literally every single Tuesday, a movie comes to DVD, such as Moana on the 7th, and as I said, on the 3rd, okay, on every Friday, a movie comes to theaters, like The Shack on the 3rd. So yeah, every single Tuesday, there's a DVD coming to DVD, and on every Friday, there's a movie coming to theaters that I would list. I mean, these are just the ones I would list. I don't list every movie, because there's some, I don't watch R-rated movies and stuff, and so I don't list them on my calendars and stuff. But yeah, here is Friday, and I know this is not necessarily, this is not only Kong Skull Island in theaters, but on the 10th of this March, I will have been doing monthly calendars for 1 year. Okay, I started with the Wally calendar, which was my August 2009 calendar. I started that video in March 2016, and I wanted to do them all in order, so it took me a long time to catch up. And so, if you go back a year, you're going to find out that, a lot of the calendars, I didn't do the March calendar until, like, August of last year, and yeah, I finished up before college, and so you'll see that, basically, I've only been caught up with calendars for a little while, and so basically, almost all the calendars going back to, like, before August are basically, like, every calendar before August pretty much is a catch-up calendar, and even August is sort of a catch-up calendar in itself, I think. Because it was late August when I did it. So yeah, but I finally caught up, and so yeah, I started these on the 10th. And I decided to put Purim on my calendar, because I read Esther recently in the Bible, and, it's the day that the Israelites are allowed to fight for themselves, and so I was like, why not put it? Why haven't I been putting? But then it's followed by the traumatic wake-up 1 hour early day. Yes, it's daylight savings, where you gotta wake up 1 hour earlier because they decide to go like, oh yeah, it's 1 hour later all of a sudden. Yeah, in the middle of the night, it decides to be 1 hour later. And so, so you gotta wake up earlier, or you'll wake up an hour later. If you don't wake up 1 hour earlier, you'll wake up an hour later. That's just the way it is. And you can't sleep. It's Sunday, which means you gotta go to church. Well, if you do that. And here is another of the Tuesday things. And like I said, Ninjago Season 6 is on DVD. Now this is what I was talking about. this is one of the two best TV shows. Avatar: The Last Airbender is the other best TV show, in my opinion. So yeah. Avatar: The Last Airbender, followed by Ninjago. So let's see. There's a birthday on the 16th. Whose birthday is this? I'm sorry, it's all top secret. But it's followed by St. Patrick's Day. And St. Patrick, I think, lived in the 5th century or something. And that is on the same day Beauty and the Beast comes to theaters. And if you haven't heard the song by Celine Dion, then maybe you should, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So St. Patrick's Day is in theaters, and Beauty and the Beast holiday. Yep, I mixed those up, sort of on purpose, but sort of on accident. So yeah, I knew what I was doing by the time I said Beauty and the Beast holiday, at least. So yeah. But I mixed them up. And so is Beauty and the Beast and everything, and St. Patrick's Day, which I can't speak an Irish accent, or else I'll humiliate everybody in the universe. Especially if anybody from Ireland watches this, which I doubt they will, because not many people watch them, but yeah. And it's spring on the 20th. The 20th is spring. And so, you know, you'll be ready for spring. It's already spring in LA. It was spring in January. But it's raining in LA, actually. And spring is followed by Sing on DVD. And this is a Tuesday, as you can tell, because every Tuesday has a DVD coming out on it. So yeah, you'll tell if it's a Tuesday if it has the DVD coming out, and you'll know it's a Friday if it has a movie coming to theaters. So yeah. And here we have a movie called Power Rangers in theaters. Now, if you haven't seen Power Rangers, I haven't either. I don't know anything about Power Rangers much. I think when we were little, Mom didn't let us watch it because it was violent. I don't think she's as concerned right now. It's not the violence that we should be concerned about now. Because, you know, we're not violent people. But yeah, in the 25th, it's somebody else's birthday. And yeah, happy birthday, person. And on the 27th, nothing happened. And then on the 28th, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and a movie called A Monster Calls, which isn't really famous for some reason. I don't even know what it's about, but they're on DVD, and A Monster Calls, I think it got good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but I have no idea what it's about or anything much other than monsters, I guess. Yeah. So it also has a rated R watch, so this is a Tuesday. Next month we're not going to be so lucky, maybe, with every single Tuesday and Friday with something on it. But still, on the 31st is another birthday and a movie called The Boss Baby in theaters, which also is spring break. The first day of spring break. So, The Boss Baby is a movie about a boss baby. I really don't know. It's DreamWorks Animation, so I'll watch it, so yeah. It's probably gonna be weird. I haven't seen Trolls yet either, so I don't know if Kung Fu Panda 3 was the last good movie until 2018 or not. Hopefully Trolls is somewhat decent. But the library's taking a long time to get it in, and it's already in the library in Montana, and my mom's checked it out. And they're still processing it at the library in LA, even though there are 74 copies, which probably could explain why it takes so long. But yeah, I'm in the first wave to get it. Okay, so it's time for me to announce next month's theme. Yeah. I am really sorry, and I know I mentioned how it was a part of the calendar earlier, but next month's theme, yeah, it truly is LEGO Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu. It's like Ninjago. Okay, Ninjago, because Ninjago. You know, I will spell it in Japanese for you. I guess. Let's see. So it would be like Ni... Ja... Okay, let's see. Whoa, it's not loading. It froze. Yeah. And you're like, what? And then... Ninja, so that's ninja, and then go. Go. Yeah. Because I'm taking Japanese, so I don't know how to spell some of this. But that's like basically saying, yeah, wait, whatever line. But it's not loading. Oh no, something's happening. No, I don't know what this is. I want to get rid of that. Ja. Ah, it's not loading. What is that? Go. Okay, whatever. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, Ninjago. And I'm spending way too much time on that, so I'm gonna hit the undo button. Yeah. So that was my Avatar The Last Airbender Book 2 Earth Calendar. So I hope you have enjoyed it. I'm still in Japanese text. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and come back next month for second TV show in a row. But yeah, Lego Ninjago, it's a good TV show. Okay, so come back next month. Bye. Okay, that's not too long for sound mic.